You know what, folks? Every single week, I screw up the intro, trying to make it fancy. So let's keep it simple. Your channels, your channel audits, let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
I got it right for once. For once, I got my intro right without any fluffs. Whew, let's hope that the channel audits carry on in a perfect manner for the next couple of hours. Hello everybody, my name is Rob. Welcome to vidIQ, the YouTube tool and channel and academy and everything else that we do to educate you on your YouTube journey. Every single Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on wherever you are in the world, we take your channel audits, give you our honest opinions, offer you constructive feedback so that you can grow your channels. And I could not do this each week without a wonderful guest host. For the last couple of weeks, Dan has been filling in and doing a sterling job, and he will be back in the future. Don't worry, he's not gone anywhere. But we thought we'd bring in the big dog, as I like to call him, and that is Travis. Travis, you've been away for a couple of weeks. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Say hello to the wonderful vidIQ audience. Oh, Jeremy's on screen. Quick, Travis, say something. Get Jeremy off screen.
All right, get him off there. Get him there. Hey.
Here he is.
Welcome, everybody. It's so good to see everybody once again. I missed you. It's been a couple of weeks, but I'm back. Gonna have some fun. Gonna learn some things, as we always do.
I always think that Travis needs a bit of warming up, like in the morning on an audit. He always starts a little slow, but soon he kicks into it. And we've ruined our surprise, of course, there by having Jeremy on screen first. Folks, if you do not know who this person is, he is the original gangster channel auditor who was with me, it must have been for over a year, just doing channel audits, him and I. Jeremy, you are back for a one-off special. And we've grown a little bit since you last did some channel audits. Usually we used to do about 100 concurrent viewers. We're up to 200, 250 now. Can you deal with the pressure that's about to be bestowed upon you through the channel audits?
Oh, man. Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right. Well, if we want to bring it on, Jeremy, I want you to start off with the hellos to all of our audience who are joining us here today. Hopefully you've got the live stream chat up and you can say hello to the following people.
Yeah. Hello to Health Club BD, Jelly 15, Filmmaster 645, Mellow Gaming, Bluzz, Wow, Carissa, Lee, how are you doing? Lizard DX, this is going really fast. Oh my goodness, ASMR something, Randy Hypefile, GD Dinius, and Chaos Bros Gaming.
Okay, this is a channel shout-out relay, so you're passing the baton now on to Travis. Who else are we saying hello to?
Yeah, Dr. Sten is in the house, the Artist Haven. We have Spartan Joystick, Bree Stationary Life, JG Tech Blog, Wild G204, ASMR Ali Al, and of course, we would never be able to do this without Paulo Plays.
Really? Paulo Plays. He's the essential cog. I've never heard of this person, but he is essential now to the channel audit.
Sure, why not?
I'm going to say hello to Bookish, Weird Wild Pizza, Powerweight Training, Kawhi Azar, Rami K, Mafia's Finest TV. Please do not do anything if you don't get a channel audit. I don't want to see a horse's head in my bed if something just goes wrong with that one. Security ZZ is here as well. Proddy Ray for Helena's Gaming Channel. And because it's going so fast, I'm going to finish with with ASMR Ali A. Thank you to every one of us who's joining the live stream this morning. Okay, some things that I want to try and get out off the bat straight away, and I need to change that right now. You're going to see this screen change a little bit, and you're going to see that the hashtag is changing to channel audits. What I want you to do in Twitter right now, everybody, folks, is I want you to go to Twitter, share this hashtag, which we have claimed in the name of vidIQ. What I also want you to do is I want you to share this live stream link in that tweet. I also want you to share your channel username in that link as well. And because we were so enthralled with the entertaining tweets that we got last week, which was sort of like memes, and Travis was saying just before the live stream, anything that involves vidIQ in like the image or the GIF, we want those, and you may get picked as one of the random selections for a channel audit. The rest of this process goes somewhere along the lines of this. There is a link in the video description of this channel audit. Click on the link, fill out the form, and you may be selected for a channel audit. Travis and I were astonished to find that I think before going into this live stream this morning, we had 130 submissions, which I think must be a record. How this works is that before the live streams, we sift through the channels and we pick some of the ones which you think are going to generate the most interesting conversations, because we tend to get a lot of gaming channels, and then we leave the random selections. After about an hour, we start picking channels completely at random, which means that anybody who submits to the list could get picked, and that's when we kind of go into sort of a gaming area, just because there's so many gaming channels, but it could be any channel that is picked, that is submitted. Do not ask for reviews in the chat because we will not see them, but our magnificent moderators, including Dr. Stern, I think, who's in the house. We have a professional doctor. He has a doctorate in moderating, allegedly, and he will be going through the chat to make sure that you're not posting for channel audits. If you submit your channel, expect constructive criticism. We want to help you grow your channels. So if you rebuke what we say about maybe niching down, and you say, yeah, but I want to make videos that I enjoy making, that's absolutely fine, but there's less chance of your channel growing. That's the type of example we're giving you when we say constructive criticism. If you do not get your channel selected today, which is a possibility considering how many people have submitted this week, then on this page right here, this is a YouTube page. If you download the vidIQ Chrome extension, then you have a channel audit button here that goes kabam and gives you all sorts of YouTube information about your channel, telling you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, where you can improve, etc., etc. We are all in the green at the moment, but I'm terrified as to what that's going to look like next week after some of our viral videos go off that last 30 days. So I might have to cheat and change a time frame there to make sure that it still looks like it's in the green.
Same.
Something like that.
Same.
Hopefully. Go on, there we go. So I get lots of 100%. Anyway, this tool is going to help you grow your channel, and it's part of a vidIQ Chrome extension. Download it if you haven't already done so. It is like your 24/7 YouTube consultant when Travis, I, and Jeremy need to actually have some sleep. We also say that when we're trying to assess your channels, they're based off of first impressions. If Travis, I, and Jeremy can't work out what your channel is about in the first minute or so, how do you expect your audience to understand that? And that's through the messaging, the branding, that type of thing. So we apologize if sometimes we misinterpret your channels, but it may be a symptom of something that might be a little wrong with your channel generally. And finally, this is something that Jeremy always likes to say, and I completely subscribe to this now. After all the advice you gain from us and anywhere else, and after all of the tactics you've tried and implemented, and some of them don't work, some of them do, test, 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 test. What do you like to say, Jeremy? You like to say be...
Oh, are you talking about an inch wide and a mile deep?
We've never been able to get this right with chemistry. Be weird. You love to say be weird all of the time. Do something completely crazy and different. Jeremy, I sense that you just zoned out there and you weren't listening to a word I was saying, but I applaud that. Most people do in this live stream. With all of that being said, that was a long intro this week, but we got so many things to get through every single week. With all that being said, Jeremy and Travis, are you ready for some live stream channel audits?
Yeah, we got a real quick super chat.
We did, yeah. We did get super chat. Yeah, just before we move on, it was from Key Wish. 1,000 of some
1,000 rupees, $14. That's pretty good. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you for the super chat, and you wanted a shout out, and you've now just got one. So thank you very much for that. Folks, are you ready for some live stream audits now?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Can you both see my screen to confirm?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to press that button, which means that we are now doing channel audits. And I try and always pick the very first channel that submits every single week because, yes, we do purge this list every single week to make sure that people who are submitting are actually on the live stream so they can watch our opinions live, so to speak. The first channel we are looking at is MK Animators from Makim19. Travis, I'm going to let you lead with this one first, then Jeremy can chip in because I need to fix some things on screen which are missing.
Yeah, sure. So it looks like, well, so my thing about like banners is give me an indication of what I can expect from the channel. And then I can make decisions later on as to whether or not I want to subscribe or watch more videos or whatever. And then MK19, it has a really cool logo. It has a great logo that doesn't tell me anything really about the channel specifically. But if you look down, you become slightly more confused because at first I was like, oh, it's a horror video game channel. Then I see some WWE stuff, which is not really horror. And then you see some kind of green screen and stuff. So it's video games. At least that's what I'm getting from it, which at least is helpful somewhat. But the niche of video games seems to be kind of all over the place. So there was some Fortnite stuff, some Marvel superhero stuff. It looks like some WWE and some, I forget, Friday Night Freddy, I think, or something like that, whatever that game is called.
So we look at the about section at this point and see if we can work out what's going on.
Creates Mahinas. Short films, animations. So
and probably some reaction videos if I decide whether or not to do that.
So perhaps these are actually Mahinas, which if you're not familiar is basically taking a game and making a story based out of the graphics in the game. Now, if that's the case, that's actually pretty cool. There's not exactly an indication of that in the videos, like at least by the thumbnails and titles.
Yeah.
I certainly know that. But it looks like at one point that was the case. So
I've just sorted by most popular here, and a few years ago they were crushing it with some really high view videos. This SFM, I'm not sure what that is in relation to Friday Nights at Freddy's, but I presume there's some sort of theme from that show, and they are trying to continue on with that trend today, but it's just not working as much. I mean, again, a few videos which have thousands of views, but not everyone is really kicking off in the same fashion.
Yeah, so I guess my question would be, if you look at how many of those videos had a lot of views and you look at how many subscribers are on this channel, where's the disconnect? Because there was a ton of views, but not a lot of subscribers. So I wonder if, A, the videos were one-offs and they just never did anything to follow up on that, or B, maybe there wasn't a strong call to action in those videos. Like I've said a billion times, if you follow trends, they can give you a lot of views, but it don't necessarily get you subscribers, because if you have a gaming channel and you decide to do a Chick-fil-A eating challenge and that video gets 1 million subscribers, guess what your channel just became? Yeah. So, you know what I mean? You need to keep it within the niche or whatever this is that you're doing. So I wonder if that's why the conversion isn't there.
Jeremy, I'll give you a chance to let loose on a channel more in the future, but I just wanted you to maybe look at the thumbnails specifically here and sort of give a quick review of what you think of the thumbnails are, because I think they're generally strong, actually.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. You know, obviously I'm all about having consistent colors, you know, testing often, but having consistent colors like 80% of the time, so that people know you. So the only feedback I'd really give on the thumbnails is I don't think you've developed a brand so people would know your thumbnails versus someone else's.
Good points. And the last thing I would just pick out here is that a lot of these videos are very short. Presumably it's some like a short animation from one of the videos, like 8 seconds, 18 seconds. And I would usually say that doesn't work on YouTube, but it looks as if actually the shortest videos here tend to get the most views, weirdly. I just hope that this creator is using this content on other platforms as well, where it may be more appropriate. For example, Instagram and maybe even TikTok might be an opportunity where there's a lot of opportunity to grow your channel. So yeah, I think disconnect certainly, Travis, seems to be where this channel might be suffering a little bit, and I guess more clear messaging on their thumbnails and the banner about this is perhaps animation style stuff, although it is included in the title. So there's some interesting stuff going on there with the channel. Shall we move on to the next one?
Let's go.
Yeah, the answer is yes. This is Ivy Chili Tid, I think the channel is called. Travis, this is your first pick here.
Yeah.
Looks to be, I'm guessing, like a K-pop style reaction channel, maybe. Why did you pick this one?
That's actually why, because I've seen multiple of these types of channels with different kind of marketing behind them blow up. BTS is kind of big on YouTube, and reactions to those, I've seen, many channels just completely blow up on reactions to those. So I think what's missing here is the style of thumbnail isn't exactly on point. The banner doesn't tell me anything. The name doesn't tell me anything, and the avatar for the channel doesn't tell me anything. They're all completely disconnected and don't give me a feeling that this is a reaction channel to BTS. I mean, the banner should have a bunch of BTS, should have some K-pop stuff, something that gives me an idea that, oh, this is K-pop. I can come here and watch reactions to K-pop stuff. So while the titles do, the overall kind of marketing, which is basically what the video and the homepage are, it's like, hey, listen, subscribe to me, watch more of my videos, doesn't really give me that. And again, thumbnail wise, I think they're not exactly super strong. Looking at it, looks like this channel existed a couple years ago, but then has really only become kind of serious in the last week.
In the last week, I was going to note that wow, in the last week, a lot of content and videos getting into a triple digits, one almost with 1,000 views. So I think I think the creators certainly knows what they're going after, and they're trying to deliver that every single time with their audience. I think those are good things, but yeah, it's like almost like the channel itself, the structure of a channel is behind at the moment, isn't it? The creators decide, I'm just going to pump out some content here, get an idea of what's going to work, and then maybe fix all of the extra bits maybe a little later on.
Yeah, there's something to it. Like I said, I've seen many channels use this kind of strategy, and it works well. So what I would do if I were you is really think about the type of what the channels that are doing this, what they look like. So do a search for BTS reaction videos and look at those thumbnails, look at those channels, look what kind of content they're doing, and try to model your channel after that. I mean, obviously be different, be unique, be something slightly different, but also you need to be at that same level in some way, because if I see your channel versus another channel that definitely looks established, maybe the thumbnails look good, or maybe the banner looks just a little bit better, I might spend my time over there more than here, even though your content may be just as good or better. One thing I will say that I do like, and I think maybe you should work this into your avatar, is the green hoodie that you wear every single time. I think that would be super cool as like your little logo thing. I think it's a really cool kind of marketing thing.
Yeah, there's already a bit of character building there, isn't it? Like a motif of each of the channels.
So funny story about this. There's a friend of mine on Twitter. He goes by Tech Odyssey, and I met him at CES this past week, but I didn't recognize him because in his Twitter account he has a big Super Mario hat on.
Okay.
And pretty much every single person that met him at CES didn't recognize him, because the only way they know him on Twitter is from that Super Mario red hat. So similar here, this could become an identity, part of your identity, and I think it's pretty cool. So definitely put it in, integrate it into your banner and so forth.
You know, that is a wonderful segue, that actually, Travis. You're talking about identity, and that is something that we talk about in the vidIQ Academy. Jeremy, thank you very much for the applause there. Jeremy, this is something that collectively we've been working on for months, and we launched it a couple of weeks ago. We've already got thousands of people who've signed up to this. We've already got tons of awesome feedback. This was your baby, so to speak. Give us a little bit more about the Academy and why we decided to do this for our awesome community.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's all about, the journey of being a YouTube creator. It's really hard, right? Like being a YouTube creator is probably one of the hardest things you've ever done or ever will do. It's very, very difficult. So our idea was to give you kind of the Netflix of learning, specifically, for creators. And, what's cool about the Academy is we can really teach anything you guys want to learn. So we do really in-depth videos on YouTube, but these are even more in-depth. Our 30 days course, the Launch Your YouTube Channel in 2020 course, has 33 lessons for 33 days, and it is very, very in-depth. We really cover almost everything you need to be successful on YouTube in 2020. So we wanted to develop something for our customers that was beyond our tool. And our tool is awesome, but this plus our tool, I think, is really powerful. Travis, what do you think about that?
I actually just told someone I was talking to, I said, I think they had 4 videos. They'd only been doing YouTube for about a month. I said, this is literally the course for you. Like literally from ground zero. It was so well put together that if you've never uploaded a video, you can start at this. I mean, at the bottom part, we start at ground zero and we go all the way through 30 and beyond. And we take not only, and I had to say this because it's 100% true. There are courses online that teach you a lot of this that are thousands of dollars. And Jeremy knows this better than anybody. Thousands of dollars. And the only thing you need in order to have this is to just be a member here at vidIQ, sign up for one of our subscription services, and you're in. It's crazy that like literally thousands of dollars worth of education is available to you just by being a part of vidIQ, the real vidIQ family for real.
Yeah. We have 6 courses up already, as you can see, and there's probably close to 100 lessons already. Yeah. I think we're in the range of 5 to 10 hours worth of content. And as Travis just said, if you are a member of vidIQ Pro or Boost, you are automatically enrolled into the course, and you can do all of the courses that are available. And as a New Year's offer, we are giving you 30% off. I think there is a link in the description. I hope there is a link in the description. But if it's not there, it's academy.com/academy-preview. But I'm pretty sure I've included that in the description. So that is the vidIQ Academy that we're really excited for. And we currently have 6 courses, but we're going to be adding a hell of a lot more throughout the year. And as Jeremy and Travis said, this just takes your learning to a whole new level. We can do 5 to 10 minute videos on the YouTube channel, but to do 2, 3 hour, 4 hour courses, we really need to invest time. And we want serious people to take their time on the course rather than worrying about watch time and like whether the course is going to negatively affect our channel. We want the serious players to go into the academy. So do check it out. But we will now move on to our next channel audit, which is, Jeremy, we're designating you the gaming expert this week since Dan is not here. So we would like you to take a look at Mobile Nation, a channel with nearly 30,000 subscribers. What do you think we are looking at here?
Congratulations on about to hit 30,000 subscribers. Yeah. That is no small feat. And he's in the rarefied air of maybe in the top 95% or so of creators that never reached that high.
You mean top 5%?
Thank you. Top 5%. Really awesome. You know, the first thing I see is I actually don't know what your channel is about based on the banner itself. Instead of repeating the word Mobile Nation or your logo here, I would actually explain what your channel is about and why that matters to the viewer. It's not that specific example is really important. So, okay, mobile games that are awesome to play. That's what I'm talking about there. Something like that. So people just, if you're not a brand, if you don't have 1 million subscribers, you really just need to explain what you do and why you do it. And then the Mobile Nation, I would actually add more color to your avatar and, make it more gamey looking. The black and white just doesn't really look gamey to me. The thumbnails in general, I think are really good, but my recommendation would be have some type of consistency so that people could know it's your thumbnails versus someone else's. If you look at 5 of your thumbnails, it looks like they're from 5 different YouTube channels right now.
Mm-hmm. I challenge you a little bit on that one. Almost in a sense, I think maybe I have a bit more familiarity with these types of thumbnails. So these are types of games where it's these .io games where there's a lot of small things happening on screen. Right. But the way that the gamers, creators turn these into interesting thumbnails is they either make one of the images absolutely enormous, like this tank here, or they have lots of repeating patterns. So maybe I could tell a little bit that they are similar. I mean, you are right in that I think a lot of video creators, in the same way that a lot of video creators have similar really good looking Fortnite thumbnails between really successful channels. I agree with that. So maybe a logo here and there might help. But I'm not entirely sure about if I should do something radical with a color scheme. I guess the proof of the pudding would be in checking the click-through rates and doing a bit of testing. So you are right there, Jeremy, but it's definitely worth testing. But that was my counterpoint, but please do carry on. Yeah,
and like the last person that had the green jacket hoodie on, I thought that was a really clever way of determining, who you are from a branding perspective. It doesn't have to be complicated, but I do believe that if you have all these games, most the thumbnails I've seen are very similar to your thumbnails. So the question you have to ask yourself is, how do you stand out and have people come to how do you win the click? You know, on the suggested right-hand side, you are going to be competing with everyone else. And my question is, how do you win the click over others? And personally, I think having your face or something there will help with that.
Oh, I don't know, Jared. I love some of these, the simplicity of these thumbnails, like this bright side.
Yeah, those are awesome.
The before and after, or comparing a small thing to a big thing.
I love the bright side style thumbnails they have here. I didn't see any up at the top. Those are,
they were just lower down. Yeah, I would just say this channel, generally speaking, is crushing it in terms of 30,000 subscribers. Look at the view counts.
Yeah, views are crazy.
Tens of thousands, brilliant. The one thing I'm going to challenge here, which always makes it a little bit suspicious, is we look at the engagement rate, which is a little low for, say, a video of 30,000 views. And then if I click on it very quickly, and just pause that there, from what I was gathering, there was not a lot of comments.
Yeah.
So very few comments. So whether this content is being shared outside of YouTube, so you get an external views, but not much engagement on there, we would just maybe be interested in to know there. Or it could be they are being seen on YouTube, but you just need to do more calls to action to get people to subscribe or ask questions in the videos. So there's a little bit of a, I guess, metric disconnect there, but we don't know what it is, generally speaking. I mean, it doesn't look as if there's any sort of gaming or hacks going on in terms of the content and the thumbnails, like just setting records in games. That seems to be something that's going to attract a lot of viewers and so on. So generally speaking, I think keep it up. Was there anything you wanted to add here, Travis?
Yeah, no, I think you guys hammered it at home. Definitely over the last week and a half, he's had a couple of bangers. I mean, it looks like at least 3 videos over the last week have gone over 100,000.
There's a lot of content as well. I didn't realize how much they were putting out as well.
Yeah, a lot of bangers there as far as like view wise.
So for Mobile Nation, we're going to give you the confetti of joy, just because your channel has been so successful already. Although for some reason my confetti of joy stopped working. Oh well, we're not going to have any of that this week. So Travis, can you just give us an appropriate sound effect for a job well done on a good channel?
Let's see.
Oh. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, let's move on to the next channel, which is Yager Wolf. Channel with close to 10,000 subscribers. And from the very first look at the car, it looks as if it's all about car bumpers. No, I'm just kidding. But a lot of the thumbnails do seem to be at the back of cars. We can clearly see that it's maybe about souped up cars of speed and performance. Your view counts do tend to be a little low versus the subscriber count, so maybe we need to sort by most popular and see where there's potentially a bit of a disconnect there. Okay, so it just seems to be as if viewers tend to like certain videos more than others. We've got one viral video here which is probably carrying quite a lot of subscribers. Do you have any more Honda Civic type performance videos that you could potentially do? Because my only concern here is that I think we understand that it's about souped up cars, but is it about a particular brand or a particular style of performance car? I don't know. These are my general thoughts. Travis, you chose this channel. Where were you going with the angle on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the banner indicates what it's about, and he's staying very consistent with, the thumbnail style, and the content is all car based, which is great. He's not doing like a cooking channel than a vlog or anything like that. Like, it's all very succinct, which I like. The question is, like, why isn't he getting a little bit more in the views, for some of these videos? I think maybe one of the things that, so some of these, you'll see there's some exhaust sound compilation.
Sound compilations, yeah, I just noticed that.
But maybe it's just unusual that people like to listen to exhaust sounds. So yeah, I guess when I came here, I thought it was going to be more about the cars themselves, but I guess if it's just a sound compilation, that's a niche that I'm not aware of. So maybe that's why you're not getting as many views, because while there are people that definitely want to, just hear different exhaust sounds, I think most people that are looking at this content would think, oh, wow, it's an MK3 Toyota Supra. I can't wait to check that out. I got to see it. And then it's just sounds of, the car, and then maybe they drop. So I would definitely look at your click-through rate and your retention. So while you are saying sound compilation, it could be that people aren't even paying attention to that part. They just see Dodge Viper. Let me click it.
Yeah. And then they're not getting what they expect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the way you could tell is at the very beginning of the video, if the click-throughs, the retention is pretty high, and then it drops suddenly. Like if there is a drop in your retention within the first 20 seconds or so, as people realize it's just sounds, that means that they thought they were going to get something that they did not end up getting. And when YouTube sees that, they don't tend to promote those videos. So let's see, there's some stuff going on here.
Yeah, I'm just scanning through the videos. So what I guess is, I can't imagine that this is all content from the set from Jaeger Wolf. Jaeger Wolf. Jaeger Wolf. Blimey, that's so many ways to pronounce a channel name. I guess they're getting content from somewhere else. That's only my guess. I just can't imagine how you're going to have so much access to so many cars and get so much footage that looks as if it's from different cars. So I think there's a certain amount of copyright reuse content. Maybe there's something going on there. I'm not quite sure. It is an interesting one. Jeremy, I'm just going to ask you this question because we talk about often channels going a couple of inches wide and a mile deep. And this channel certainly seems to have that idea in place of doing a really niche topic here of car exhaust. Where do you think possibly the channel might be going wrong if they're doing what we suggest and they're not really getting a build of a community per se?
So I think it's all about perception, like you guys said. I've done some tests with ASMR genres that aren't ASMR yet. So for example, I think I rank like number 3 for the term skateboard ASMR or skateboard sounds. And that video on my little channel with 4,000 subscribers got 10,000 views. So even though skateboard ASMR or skateboard sounds isn't necessarily a thing, it definitely is the thing that's working. So my thought would be to have the hero of this be car ASMR or car sounds ASMR. And then like try to get people into the right genre. I don't think you, from a title perspective, and honestly from a thumbnail perspective, have actually done a good job to tell people what this is about. I would have audio signals on the thumbnail and then like actually closer up to the exhaust so people really understand the intent of what the channel is about. I would argue that if people really knew this was car sounds, I think people would dig it. You know, I really do. Yes, it would be hard to get all the different types of cars. And yes, if I were the owner of this channel, I would really focus and go all in on the VTEC Civic, because obviously that's where most of your views have come and are coming from. So I would definitely, you know, keep on making VTEC Civic videos, but at the same time, I would just give people a lot more reasons to listen to your videos.
Yeah, so we talk about this often in thumbnails where there's a perceived sense of action in a still picture. You have to show something in motion, and with sound, you have to somehow illustrate an audio sensory type of thing going on. I just did a quick search for car exhaust ASMR, which actually came up as a suggested autocomplete suggestion, and maybe you want to play about with like autocomplete and search terms to find out if there is a top tier keyword phrase that you could use. And I was just searching through some of these thumbnails, and I think like there's one here which I think is a bit better in terms of like just telling you that it's something to do with ears, or that's a really cool one as well with a little exhaust smokes coming out. But yeah, it feels as if there's an opportunity to tap into something here, but maybe the creator just hasn't got it quite right with, as you say, Jeremy and Travis, the perception from the thumbnails. And I was thinking also as well, does somebody who's interested in cars, do they want to listen to 12 minutes of one car engine? Or maybe you need to just broaden that out a little bit, but it might be supercar exhaust ASMR or diesel engine ASMR sounds, and then truck ASMR. I'm just wondering if maybe that might be a slightly better approach or a way to test. These are just all ideas that are coming into our heads, because I think this is a really interesting channel to have a bit of a discussion on there. But congratulations on the success so far, Jaeger Wolf, and hopefully you can get a bit more traction going with each video that you release. I would just worry though that with the volume of content that you're pumping out, there feels to be as if there's a lot of reused or borrowed content here, that it's not all yours, and that could land you in trouble further down the line. Something to be aware of there. We'll move on though to Language Help. This is a channel with 168 subscribers. Travis, this was one of your channels chosen here. It looks to be relatively new, been around for a month, and Thumbnails are a little bit busy, so I can't quite pick. I mean, I get what the channel's about, but the thumbnails really aren't telling me specifically what each video is about. That's what the vibe I'm getting here to begin with. Nice that they already have some subtitling going on. Nice that they have over 100 subscribers. Nice that each video, or some of the videos, getting into triple digits and dozens of views. So I think there's some nice starts there. But what else could we suggest?
Well, I think if you take it at the surface level, and let's just take it at the surface level, that this is a brand new channel and already has almost 200 subscribers in just under a month, or just about a month. That's crazy, especially in the first month. It's very difficult to get any video in your first month when you first start off to over 100. It's a very difficult thing. So to be able to do that is to be commended. And then to be able to get 100 subscribers, over almost 200 subscribers in that same amount of time, is ridiculous. But I think it's because the idea behind the channel is solid. Trying to help people with language is definitely something that will be evergreen and could definitely gain you a lot of subscribers. Now, every niche gains subscribers at a different rate per view. Learning channels, a lot of times, and channels like ours, tend to grow subscribers substantially faster per view than some other niches. Like tech reviews don't necessarily get as many subscribers per view as like help you grow your YouTube channel, because people immediately like, okay, yes, I need that. So looking at this, I think what people will want is to understand, if they have one language that they know, English or Spanish or whatever, what other languages are they going to learn? Because you're just saying language help. It doesn't tell me a lot. And what about the about page?
So just to clarify, because I used to actually do this, these are teaching English. It's how to learn English. So teaching English as a second language or international language courses. So I think it is for foreign speakers to learn how to speak English. But so, as you say, maybe that does need a bit more communication in the channel banner and the thumbnails.
100%. Because while some people might know what IELTS is, I've never heard of it before. And obviously for people that are looking for this, it's a great thing to kind of niche down on, because people will search for it, like how to pass my IELTS. So you definitely want to put those type of things in your titles. But as everyone's talking about, the thumbnails are they're not, it's hard to either read them or understand what's going on in them. And you have to think internationally, right? If you're trying to teach someone how to speak English and get English down, your thumbnails need to be international. So they need to be something that's very easy to understand just by looking at the picture, like an action and a reaction or something like that. Some of these are so small that even though I speak English, I can't read what's going on there. And I wouldn't even know, even if I could read like what's going on. So having a lot more clarity, like the most recent thumbnail.
This one,
okay,
yeah.
That, I get it. Okay, weather, sunny. Okay, cool. Got it. That makes sense. Very simplified, a much better direction than some of the ones before that, where there's just so many things going on, and I'm not sure exactly what I should get from it. So remember, if you're trying to teach people a language, that your thumbnails need to be super simple, because assume they don't understand the language very well, and get that thought across very simply.
Yeah, I would guess that each of these thumbnails are actually slides from a PowerPoint, and they've just blocked in a big red dot here for the IELTS speaking basics. Whenever you're trying to convey a concept in a thumbnail, it's usually best to just convey one. So you might take the police officer, or you might take the doctor and have that big and blown up and have that word, and then have like a language flag or something in there for communication as well. And as you say, Travis, the last one I think is a thumbnail that's going towards a better way of communicating the thumbnails, even though the video hasn't done that well yet. It's only just got off the ground, so keep moving on there. Any general thoughts from you there, Jeremy, on this one?
Yeah, a good friend of ours, Gabby Wallace, has Go Natural English, and she has 1.17 million subscribers. She does this very
natural top result
English,
as we can see.
So I would really just study her channel. She's doing a lot of thumbnail testing right now, so they're kind of all over the place.
All right.
But she does a good job, gets a lot of watch time, and has over 1 million subscribers.
Yes, but like a good example here, in all the thumbnails, is just trying to, even if a video is about several concepts or several phrases, there's only one included in the thumbnail, which I think is always good if somebody's just scrolling through and it makes them stop, and like nice bubbly text. I mean, sometimes we say text isn't advisable in thumbnails, but I think in certain educational areas, I think text is pretty good, especially if we're trying to teach somebody a language. So that's a good one to look at. It is Go Natural English for you to take a look at there from Language Help. So that is our latest channel audit. Now, if you are finding this really interesting, everybody, but you feel as if you just never get enough value and knowledge bombs from our channel audits, then we have something that you might be interested in here. Not only do we have the vidIQ tools, not only do we have the vidIQ Academy, but we have also the vidIQ Boost Plus Coaching. Oh my word, Travis, you're the master, the kingpin of this. What are we talking about with Boost Plus Coaching?
So this is the one-on-one that so many people have asked us for. This is the dive into your metrics, figure out how your channel can be helped very specifically. And let me be incredibly clear. This is for people that are absolutely serious about growing their channel. Not, oh, I hope to grow my channel, and then you're watching cat videos and not working on your channel. I mean, legitimately, like, it's everything to you to grow your channel. And we do all types of stuff. Not only do you have access to Boost and all the things we've talked about before, but I do Academy, which is incredibly important. But I sit down and I talk to you for an hour about your channel and what we need to do to get it going faster. So it's available now. It is definitely for serious only people. And the thing is, there's only a limited number of signups available because my time is starting to run out.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, because we do these channel audits on scale. We've got hundreds of submissions. We try and get through as many as we can, but we just don't have the bodies and the knowledge to help every single video creator to the depth that we want to, and that's always going to be a problem, supply versus demand. But we have a little bit of supply here now for folks who want to do this one-on-one coaching with Travis. And are we also going to be doing like group conversations and things, or is that still in there?
We're as soon as we get really big, which won't be much longer, we'll be expanding into all different types of ways. But this is for someone who's like really, really, really interested in growing their channel, really wants to take their channel to the next level, and very serious about it. Absolutely serious. Yeah,
so if you head over to our pricing plans page, I think there's a link for this in the description as well. It will give you full details. But as we say, this is like the ultimate package. This includes Pro tools, Boost tools, the Academy, and time with growth experts, which is Travis. I know I'm on the screen here for some reason. I think I do the intro, and maybe I'll make some cameo appearances as well in the coach.
Jeremy delivers a pizza once.
Yeah, maybe that's what I can do. So, I mean, like, we're moving into 2020. We're trying to reach you in all the different ways to help you grow your channel. But we'll get back to doing what we do here every single week, which is giving you a little bit of an insight into how coaching goes. And now what we're going to do is randomly pick somebody from the Twitter selection. So hopefully, if people have got this right, I'm going to refresh my screen, and people who put in channel audits will see, why is that from 36 minutes ago? I just saw some new ones come up.
Yeah.
What's happened there? Let's do that again. Top. All right, here we go. So this is the kind of thing that we want to see, awesome, where somebody spent an actual amount of time saying they will never notice me. Hi, Bookish. Whoa. So I mean, and you've shared our stream, and you've shared your channel, which is perfect. So yeah, I think we've got a winner already. I mean, I'm just gonna scroll down a couple more, and we'll get to some more.
You get an audio. That's really good. There's some good ones here.
All right, well, I'm gonna pick this one, and then maybe Jeremy and Travis, you can pick another one later on. Those are from last week, but yeah, this is what we're wanting to see: people doing fun stuff on Twitter, sharing our channel audits. I think it's this one for Amazingly Average. I think this is going to be your channel. Is it? It's Bookish. Okay.
Hey,
here we go then. So, Jeremy, I'm going to now how interesting is that? That is so cool that their thumbnail style is this, and they've actually implemented it in the a tweet for us, which is brilliant. yeah, Jeremy, I'm going to let you lead on this one, which looks to be like a Reddit reaction style channel. I think
it's the one I can tell you, give you context on this. It's the ones where they find stories. It's almost like a story time on Reddit, and then a lot of times, I don't know if that's the case with this channel, but a lot of times they'll have like a robotic voice talking over it. So I'm unsure if that's on this one, but that's kind of the new, well, not the new fad. It was a fad last year, but that's typically what these are.
Okay, Travis. Sorry, Leroy. How many more names are we go through? Dan, James, Andrew, Jeremy. I've got to have the right name. What are you sort of thinking here? Is a channel that's only got 25 subscribers, 2 weeks into their journey. There's a lot of awesome things going on with this channel already, isn't there, in terms of the structure of it?
Absolutely. I'm fascinated with the time. Like, the 10-minute videos, 15-minute videos, 11-minute videos.
All just above 10 minutes, aren't they?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I wonder, it almost makes me feel like, hey, this creator really knows what they're doing. Because if you didn't know, after 10 minutes, once you're monetized, you can actually choose where your interstitial ads will go. And you can make a lot more money on a 10-minute video than you can under 10 minutes. So something kind of tells me, hey, maybe this creator knows a lot about what they're doing. Obviously, their thumbnails and their banner are really good. Normally I don't like a lot of text like this, but in this particular case, like Travis said, this is a very meme style, Reddit style thing. So clearly I would have just done one thing, like she died LOL. With an arrow, I wouldn't have done everything, but you do have to give contextual context. Wow, contextual context. Wow. Oh, you do have to give
this is the 8th dimension. Contextual context.
You do have to either it's a meme or a Reddit thing. You do have to obviously showcase that, but I would not give too much text or no one's going to read it. It's tiny. Even people not as old as me, they're going to have a hard time reading this.
The one thing I'm going to say about this channel is that structurally and fundamentally, it looks really solid and you know what you're doing in terms of building out a channel. The one challenging question I'm going to pose to you is, what makes this different to all of the other Reddit-style storytime channels that are out there? Because we've seen ones before that have been really successful. And I guess imitation is the best form of flattery, but unfortunately in YouTube, you will never get any exposure because YouTube will continue to feed the already established channels out there. Now, it may be wrong to ask this question because the channel is so young right now and they just haven't found their viral moment. But that's always my question. When I see something like this, I think this channel looks as if it should be doing well, like hundreds of subscribers, thousands of subscribers. What's maybe preventing this from potentially doing that in the future? That would be my question. What about you, Travis? Any more thoughts?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of, like I said, I've dealt with a couple of channels that do this. In the middle of last year, this was a pretty big thing, and the channels that are established are still doing fairly well. It is a little bit harder to get into this, but about half a year ago or so, this was kind of the way to grow a channel, but more so, a lot of people were using these for what's the best way? So as passive income. Like they weren't really worried so much about the actual story. They're just using it to make AdSense money or whatever. I don't know that that's the case here with Bookish because I believe Bookish is actually using their own voice, which is the one thing.
I think so. Yeah, I think they are.
Which is different than most of these, which I can appreciate because most of these use a robotic voice, and to me, that's just a big turnoff. But when you actually hear someone reading the stories, to me, I think that gives value. So I think if it was me, I would actually make that a huge deal that it's in your voice because most of these channels are not doing that. And I think over time, people just get tired of hearing the robotic voice. They want to hear the story because they want to laugh or whatever. But I think there's super value in saying, hey, my voice, you could even say something like, my voice, but Reddit stories or something, something that kind of ties the two together that says, hey, I am different than all those other channels like this. You're going to hear me and it's my interpretation of these stories. So I would totally lean into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else to say? A lot of content, like 3 videos in the last 2 days. So
a lot of videos over the last
that's
couple
good.
of days.
I don't think there's anything wrong with filling out your channel with a lot of content to begin with so that people have got something to watch next. And I guess I would just say small sample size so far, but you got a couple of videos that are performing 3-4 times better than others. Why was that? Was it the story was interesting, or is it a particular theme? Like this one seems to be about mother-in-law, and maybe that generated a conversation. I don't know. It's just some things to maybe pay attention to, but a good start for the channel. Certainly a good start, and we're hoping that you can continue to grow your channel. And thank you for the tweet and the share. We'll be picking another tweet soon. Jeremy, I saw you disappear there. Are you back?
Yeah, my wife was cleaning the oven, and every single alarm in our entire house.
Well, Jeremy, if you need to stop your house burning down, go sort that out.
This is more important. This is more.
That's what we want to hear. There we go. All right, next channel is. I'm just making sure that we've picked every channel so far. Okay, we haven't looked at this one yet. Jeremy, you're the wrestling expert. We're going to look at the 2004 Punk. What do you reckon?
Obviously.
All right, Jeremy. No, actually, if you need to put out any fires, let Travis and I deal with this one first of all. So, as I look down on this channel, it looks to me like this is a wrestling channel with a difference, because most channels that you see on YouTube are either about the latest video game or predictions and stories from the latest wrestling events. But what a lot of older wrestling fans, including myself, are interested in is nostalgia. So things that happened 10, 20 years ago. And this channel has what looks to be a very unique selling point. They have hundreds, if not thousands of DVDs on all of the stuff that they've been collecting about wrestling over the last 20, 25 years. So fantastic that you're approaching wrestling in a different perspective. You have over 1,500 subscribers, and you've got some, I would say, consistent like community style following, in like you get a few hundred views per video, but you're not having anything that really breaks out yet. Travis, well, just general thoughts as you pick up this channel. I'm just scrolling down here. There's a bit of gaming as well, but I think it's, as you can see, when they go onto like Mario Kart Tour, the views fall through a floor, so they've definitely gone back to wrestling, which is good. What are you thinking just here as I scroll down?
The unfortunate reality about YouTube, at least now versus old YouTube, is once you kind of have a niche, you're kind of there, and it's incredibly difficult to kind of break out of whatever that is. So to do like something random it typically falls flat on its face. But it is cool that you're doing like this very niche DVD kind of look at end cards and stuff. As long as it's wrestling related, it seems like you got a bunch of those. I've never seen a channel like this where you're just kind of looking. I don't know what actually happens in these videos, which that's the one thing I'm curious about. So I see a bunch of DVD cases and covers and stuff, which is cool. And I would have to click just to understand exactly what's in the content of the video. So I think you probably have enough intrigue in what you're doing that people will click. Now, the question is, does the content make me come back? And it could. I mean, maybe I look at this and I just find something interesting. Maybe you're just looking at the actual DVD or whatever. I don't know beyond looking at what a DVD looks like there would be to an unboxing.
Yeah, let's pick one. I'm just going to flick through still images. I'm not going to let the video play.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it looks like it's a look at the actual Blu-rays and DVDs themselves. Oh, okay.
Yeah, or mostly on an individual basis as well. So it's the front and the back, maybe like the blurb. So I'm just looking at the cover of a book, or the content of a game, but not actually covering the game itself.
And you just don't see that very often. But here's the thing. On YouTube, millions of people are watching other people eat every day. So I just feel like there's always an audience for everything.
I would agree, but here's the thing. I would say that even though I'm a wrestling fan, especially of older stuff and to a certain extent newer stuff, I wouldn't necessarily want to watch a unboxing of a single DVD case.
Yeah.
If you put it into the gaming context, I don't think people want to watch people unboxing a single game. What I think people would be interested in, if we sort by most popular, is if you do like an entire collection all in one video. For example, this one here, like you've done it. Now this is not necessarily a lesson, so we'll look at this one. Your entire Blu-ray collection of 2016, which is a really long video, and you get 30,000 views on them. I think if you try and look at this from a little bit of a different perspective, that you're doing reviewing a collection on volume. So you're looking at all of the SummerSlam DVD cases, for example. Jeremy, you're obviously on point with this. You'll know what we're talking about here. All of the Survivor Series cases, all of the Royal Rumble cases, all of the WrestleMania DVD cases, something at volume. And then maybe if you want to do listicles like your 10 favorite cover arts for DVDs, or the 10 DVDs with weird, unique GIFs in them, like, because some might include, I don't know, some stickers or something. Yeah. I think it has to be just a little more savvy and enticing for the viewer rather than these individual videos. I think that's where maybe as a viewer I'm going to want to come back and watch more. I might be wrong about this, but that's just kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah. I like the one with talking about errors and mistakes. I think that's kind of compelling too.
Yeah, like whether it's spelling mistakes or like ones where the wrestler who didn't even feature in the event is on the cover for some reason. There might be like a backstory behind that. Yeah. Jeremy, just taking us out of a wrestling context almost a little bit. Is there anything else you think about this channel in general?
Yeah, my biggest concern is how many people still use DVD players. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, you are right, and there's a bit of nostalgia. There's like how many people are actually interested in a tech anymore. But I think this kind of goes back to retro gaming. There's a big audience for when it was better, almost like when the games were simpler and like reliving your childhood days. So I do think there is an element there, but I could appreciate where you're coming from as well.
Do you think like just showing the DVD cover really big, like seeing Hulk Hogan or whatever, would actually give a wrestling fan a better reason to click?
Yeah, I don't know. This is where I think that you need to offer something a bit different and unique. Like this one here, SummerSlam, is that going to make me click? Probably not. If it was an arrow, maybe pointing to an error or something else, then that may give me a more reason to click. Or if it's just like there's a large number like here, limited edition collections. Whenever there seems to be a collection of something, it seems to do better. But whenever it's an individual, like this one here, like there's a bit of not shock value, but wow, look at that. How many wrestling DVDs has this person got? It's a 50-minute video. If I've got a bit of time on an evening, I might want to see all of the stuff that he's going through. So that's where I'm kind of going forward with that. One last thing, this is completely something of personal interest. If you are interested in nostalgic wrestling, you have to get the Lapsed Fan podcast. Maybe one person has heard of this in this live stream, probably this person in this channel. Do let me know in the comments. But we'll move away from wrestling now and bring Jeremy back into the conversation, because we are going to look at Sky Jordnixon. Jordixon. What do you say about channel names, Travis? Make memorable ones that people can say.
Yeah, and spell. Anyway, forgetting that for a second, this is a music channel with subscribers, and this is something that's always really difficult to break into. Why is this channel possibly successful, Jeremy, in the music arena?
The thumbnails are amazing. Like they're best thumbnails of the day so far, in my opinion, by far. They're intriguing. They're interesting. They have an incitement. You can see the whites of his eyes in some of the thumbnails. And, you know, nonverbal communication is greater than verbal communication. So really getting that excitement and expression mixed in with the colors it gives someone a reason to click. It gives someone a reason to stop scrolling and look at the title. And the titles are pretty solid too. How to mix or rap vocals in Pro Tools. Like very specific answering questions people are asking. Definitely not a fan of the banner. It just doesn't, it feels so different than the thumbnails. I'm a big believer of branding, even in your self-brand. So having a picture of yourself, letting people really understand what you're doing. Another thing is recording, mixing, vlogs, tutorials, you know, all of that's too many things. Just focus on what's working the best and tell people what you do and why you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what a lot of music artist channels maybe need to realize sometimes is that before they get an audience, on their music and their talents. They have to give value back to the viewer, and I feel as if this this musician, I assume they create music as well, but as you say, Jeremy, this feels like more of a tutorial channel, like what I can give back to the viewer, and then maybe including some of their own content in the tracks as well, which gives them exposure and publicity as well. As you say, the thumbnails are phenomenal. I don't think I've seen better thumbnails today. Travis, is there anything else you would add here, just as I'm going to scroll through all of the thumbnails here? Really?
Well, I think as much as anything, you just need to know what you're getting. And there's a lot of music oriented stuff, which is cool. But what am I going to learn if I subscribe to this channel? What am I going to get out of this? What, am I going to grow as an artist? Am I just going to listen to his music? Like, what am I going to get? And it looks like it's changed over time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a classic channel of like thumbnail evolution. When we get down to the bottom, you look at these, and then you scroll all the way to the top, and like, which do you prefer?
Yeah.
Like the vibrancy, the colors, and they tested as well, like certain themes and just using text. Really incredible stuff here to look at how the channel's changed over time.
Yeah, definitely more in line with what you'll see online right now.
Okay, let's move on to the next channel. Sky Jordan XN. Brilliant stuff. I think congratulations. I would give you the confetti of joy if that button was working today, but yeah, I think you're onto great things. Maybe just sort by most popular. Is there anything that you can maybe double down on here, like a breakout video, some earlier videos there? So it looks as if it had some good music videos earlier on.
Yeah, it's mostly the beat, the tight beats. Remember we were doing that a couple of weeks back.
Yeah. Okay. Next channel is Lee Downing Keats. I can't remember who chose this channel. Did I choose this channel?
Might have been.
I think it was me. Okay, so it looks like a fitness channel. Just looking at the channel banner, close to 2,000 subscribers. And it looks as if some of your videos are getting some healthy views for the size of your channel, like 600, 800. Others over 1,000, which is brilliant. My basic suggestion to you would be, which I hope would improve your channel more than it currently is, because it's already doing really well. It's already always difficult to get over 1,000 subscribers. But these two thumbnails here, phenomenal thumbnails. Can you create more thumbnails like that? And I say that because I think the majority of the thumbnails right now are just a little zoomed out. You have the pose of the workout that you're trying to illustrate, I think, in each of the videos, which is good. But with the outside green background, and the fact that the contrasts are maybe a little too similar, so we don't get like a good look, I think they just need to be a bit more simpler and point in the direction of really what you're trying to tell the viewer, what they're going to learn from these. And I think that's where you get some just a bit more click-through rate. I think that's where you may be potentially missing out. Anything you're seeing here, Jeremy, other than what I've just pointed out, other than maybe get rid of the text as well, because there's a lack of consistency there?
This might sound a little vain, but when people are searching to, do any type of workouts, they're really looking to find, a lot of people want social proof of, hey, in the actual icon, you can see Lee is very fit. But if you go to the banner, I actually don't really see like specific techniques very like detailed, and I don't really see like this being a fit person that I believe in and trust. And if I want to go start working out, I don't want to see a dude 220 pounds like me, that's real fluffy. I want to.
There's probably a niche for that somewhere, Jeremy. But
hey, that's a different YouTube channel. Anyways, I would really just have one picture that really represents your physique and represents who you're doing, who these videos are for. One thing I would say in yoga and in exercise and training, we've done channel audits and consultations for dozens of people in the fitness space. And the biggest thing I would say is find your people. So if your person's like someone, a man, a dad between 30 and 50, you're probably going to do a lot better than trying to reach everyone, because understanding who your people you're then going to be able to answer better questions. I think the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they get too wide. Fishing in the ocean's actually really hard, but fishing in a barrel is pretty easy to catch a fish. So you really want to find and identify your people and develop your thumbnail strategies and your videos and everything answering their specific questions. And I think that obviously you're doing well. You're about to hit 2,000 subscribers. So obviously from a thumbnail perspective, I would just show the technique. There's a lot of phenomenal thumbnail creators in the yoga space. Yoga with Adriene would be someone I would study to a T. I would really, really study yoga with Adriene. I forgot how many quadrillion million subscribers she has now, but they're doing very well.
So yeah, focus on, like, let's just take this as an example. You might be thinking, do we need text? Debatable. Zooming on this person, maybe the specific area where the muscles are going to be being worked on. I know we use this often, and it's a bit of a cliche, but the arrow pointing to which part of a muscle that you're going to be working on might be useful. And as you say, Jeremy, there might be a bit of a. You need to be a bit more, I guess, explicit, a bit more clickbaity, and show the viewer with visually more the payoff. Like this is true in all tutorial style content, isn't it? You need to show the viewer what they expect to get out of the video, and maybe these thumbnails aren't doing a good enough job, especially this one here when it's in the middle of the woods and there's all these trees that are distracting you, and you're wearing a hoodie, so we can't really see like the full body position or how it's improving your physique. I think. Yeah, and maybe that's a challenging question because the creator doesn't want to be, so I guess, showing off, maybe in a way. That might be, it's the same challenge that people have getting in front of camera or asking for subscribers in the middle of videos. That could be something that's a bit of a challenge, but I think, as you say, for growing a channel, there are sometimes you have to, I guess, appeal to the lowest common denominator. You've got to be sometimes obvious and explicit, and maybe that the channel needs that a little bit. Travis, any thoughts there? Just
I think you covered it real well.
Yeah. All right then thank you. We'll let you lead then with the next channel, which is Cliff Harvey Remote Control Planes.
Yes.
Coming up to 250 subscribers. I think you chose this channel, so it's the perfect one for you to lead off on.
I feel like it had 238 when I chose it earlier today.
Oh, there we go. 2 more subscribers for you.
I think that's the case. But anyway, I actually used to own a multitude of RC airplanes, and before I became a creator, spent a lot of time on YouTube watching RC YouTube channels. So the RC Sailors and a couple other channels that I watched. So I kind of have an idea of like what I was looking for as a viewer for an RC channel versus what this Cliff Harvey is doing. And now there are a tremendous amount of like kind of sub niches within RC planes. There's electric, there's gas, there's builds, there's flying. I mean, there's reviews, there's everything. So I think it's really important to understand what your value, just like anything else, what your value proposition is based on this particular sub niche. So is it going to be how to build them? Is it going to be how they fly? Is it a review? Once you figure that out, it's going to be easier for you to have like to gain an audience and gain momentum. Now, overall, view-wise, you're doing really good. Like they're very sustained views.
Yeah.
But for me, as someone who like used to be all over YouTube just looking for videos, I was looking for very specific information. And if you're giving that to your viewer base, great, but make it clear as to what it is. So if we look at the banner, I don't think that it just tells us electric scale and semi-scale, which is great. Electric soaring, slope soaring is okay. So that tells me a little bit about the types of planes. But when we look down, obviously way too much text in the thumbnails. I can't see what's going on in the thumbnails. So forget about the text. Just get rid of all of the text in the thumbnails and zoom in on the planes, because that's all I care about. That's all the people that are looking for these videos care about. They want to see the planes. Just take all that text off, wipe it off. But again, like, so you have like your maiden flight, a Spitfire is, if you scroll up, what were the different planes they had? He said electric soaring, electric scale. So that could be scale and semi-scale. So soaring and scale are two kind of completely different types of planes and aren't necessarily flown by the same people. So I feel like for me personally, if you're going to do like a Spitfire, which is a warbird, versus like a glider, which is, they fly completely different. then I I almost feel like that's two different channels until you get larger, just personally, because the Spitfire works into the other planes you've done just this past week. There's some older like World War I planes and everything that makes sense, but I don't see any soaring things or in my opinion. A, its thumbnails need a lot of work. B, give me a value proposition that's much easier to understand, and then C, pay attention to your retention. If people are coming in and staying, then you're probably on the right track. But if they're leaving right away, that means something about what you promised them in the thumbnail and title did not click with them. But I love RC planes.
I think we've uncovered Travis's hidden passion here, which is remote control planes. I never knew that, Travis.
I got really nuts for a while. I had 13 planes at one point, and I would take like 8 or so out at a time. And I stopped a long time ago, but they were really great. I love them.
I think here's a good example of like just get rid of text on thumbnails. I know there's still text on this one, but at least we can see something, what's been flown in a thumbnail, and that's one of your most popular video. And when the text is used with a bit of structure, like it's surrounding the object, those are more impactful, I would say. But yeah, I mean, just going back to the last number of videos, if we just pause here for a second, if you look at this for like even 30 seconds to a minute, is there anything on these thumbnails that is standing out?
Right.
And the answer is, the one thing maybe I pick out is this plane, because I can spot it because it's not being covered by text. Everything else, it's just a block of colors and letters, and that's not going to be helpful for the viewer. But as you say, they've got a stable, sustained community, and I think thumbnails definitely need to be improved first, and then I didn't know this, Travis. I didn't know there was like a different audience for these types of ones. So yeah, maybe niching down a little bit more with the audience is going to help with the channel there. All right, next one is, I'm just going to call this Game of Thrones 5 because I don't know what GOT means in this particular case. And I need, I think Travis probably chose this channel because of this, right? So I'm just going to do a big full image of me shaking my fist at the screen. Change your channel banner to something that is not generic. This is one of the generic ones because I always see this Hitachi advert on the Cityscape. Drives me insane. So I'm not going to say anything about this channel. I'm going to let Jeremy lead with what we've got here.
All right. From the channel banner, I really don't know what you do.
Really?
Yeah. So you do PS4, Xbox, unboxing, a tripod. It's cool and it's fine to get started on YouTube. You have 1,000 subscribers, so I would love, this is all the videos. So I'm very confused of how you're able to get that many subscribers with so few views.
Yeah, it usually boils down to one of two things, doesn't it? Either they've deleted a lot of videos and got the subscribers from there, or there's been some metric manipulation, whether it's shout outs, sub for subs, that type of thing. Yeah,
so there's either something that's happened on this channel that may or may not be unethical, or you just deleted a whole bunch of videos, which is fine. But my recommendation to everyone is move forward. Who you were 10 years ago or 5 years ago is different than you are now, and celebrate that. One of my favorite things to do on YouTube is to go to like Casey's or Peter McKinnon's channel and see their very first videos.
Mr. Beast is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, Mr. Beast did over 400 videos that absolutely sucked and got almost no views before he got to 25 million subscribers. He really took a very long time to be able to figure out what people wanted, and he figured out people love money, so he figured it out pretty easily.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So seeing the history of where you came from to where you are, I think is actually pretty cool and pretty intelligent, and YouTube is smart enough at this point in 2020 to you can rank for skateboarding and breakdancing. Like, you really can. Now, obviously, you're going to split your audiences long term, so you don't really want to do all kinds of things. But I would just move forward. Don't delete your videos. And one of the reasons we always talk about finding a niche and really focusing is if your channel is about a whole lot of things, your channel is probably going to be about nothing. And, with over 500 hours uploaded to YouTube every minute, it's going to be very hard for YouTube to know what you're doing, for your subscribers to give a reason for someone to subscribe to your channel unless you're focused. Now, vloggers, people that are famous, or people over 100,000 subscribers can do whatever they want. Those rules really don't apply to them. But for the average person getting started on YouTube, if you really want to make it, I would become the master of one thing and one thing only, and just rock that thing and go make 500 videos on that one thing.
Yeah, I agree. Start a YouTube journey, make 50 to 100 videos, determine what you love to make and what your audience responds to, and start to focus in on that. I think, Travis, did you choose this channel originally?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what I would have said. I mean, everything is it's kind of all over the place. And I think, we also talk about in the beginning trying to find your niche and just shotgunning stuff until there's an idea, but something got this person to this point. So I wonder what that was.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to be back in a minute for part 2 of channel audits. Back in a second. And we are back for the second part of the vidIQ channel audits. If you joined halfway through, we have a YouTube tool and channel that aims to educate your YouTube channel. And we are auditing your channels right here, right now. In a few moments, we are going to be starting the random part of our audits where we pick any channel from any of the ones that submitted today. But we just wanted to remind you that if you are enjoying this live stream, then for the next 15 to 20 seconds, Travis and I are going to do thumbnail headshots in silence to ensure that you can click on that thumbs up button. So Travis, let's just not talk to the audience for a while and look stupid. Jeremy, I would have given you an opportunity, but unfortunately you're not on screen now. So Jeremy, just say one word and then do a really stupid thumbnail.
Chicken.
There we go. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for coming on screen. Things we've told you about this week already is all of our vidIQ tools, the academy that we now have, where we have extra learning to boost your channel. We've also already got some rave reviews in there for just how good it is, and like in the 30-day program you get practical exercises, so we don't just tell you what to do, we don't just explain the concepts, we give you exercises to do after each video, and all sorts of awesome stuff from the vidIQ academy. And also Boots coaching, which, Travis, if you say a single word and just do a stupid thumbnail pose.
Duck-billed platypus.
Then Travis will be teaching you all of the tricks of the trade with channel audits in minute detail for your specific channel here at vidIQ. There are links in the descriptions to all of those things. But with all that being said, let's go back to our random choosing of channels. So let me just click a couple of buttons, which means that, not them, let's click that. Okay, that should get you on screen. And all right then, we're on to some random channel selections. I'm going to ask you a question here, Jeremy. Have you ever seen this?
What is that?
All right, so you've never actually witnessed what goes on here in the second part of our channel audits. So what happens at this point is we have an incredible, and we'll show this to all of the viewers, 364 submissions for channel audits already. Wow, we've done about 10 to 15 already. And in order to make this fair and square for all viewers, and we will do another Twitter chosen channel soon, but first of all, we're going to start rolling this thing. I push a button, it kicks out a number, and we take that number into the machine, and we choose that channel to audit. It doesn't matter what it is. We're just going to take first impressions on it and see what it is. How cool is that, Jeremy?
Very cool.
Yeah, you sound really excited. All right. So the first channel we are randomly auditing today is Mikuzo. Travis, I'm going to let you go first on this one. Looks like a gaming channel, a specific game of some kind, maybe.
I like that they tried to take advantage of the Baby Yoda in Minecraft there briefly.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually a really smart move on their part because, obviously Baby Yoda being the big thing online. And it looks like it worked, comparatively compared to some of the other videos out there. Yeah, Minecraft it definitely was the darling of YouTube last year. We'll see what it does this year. And I like that they're trying specific things like Wither versus Queen Bee and Wither versus Fallen Angel. So that's kind of a cool thing, kind of a versus thing. But overall, the thumbnails are very Minecrafty, if you know what I mean. Basically, they would fall into, if you put a million Minecraft thumbnails together, this is just going to be square in the middle, and you're not necessarily going to notice it over the other ones. So what are you doing that the other million other creators that are doing Minecraft and similar type videos are not doing? And why would I click your video?
Yeah, this is strange because there seems to be... I don't know what this Megalovania is. I don't know if that's another game. It seems to be like a complete juxtaposition between those games. But whenever they look at this, whatever it is, this Stardust, I get a little bit of deja vu. I feel as if we've looked at something similar to this before, just on the thumbnails. But why are you not doing more content specifically on this game or these concepts all of the time? Because they seem to be really successful for your channel. I like even 2 or 3 months ago, so it's still in vogue what this game is. So I would be doubling down on that as opposed to a Minecraft thing, which seems to be the predominantly the stuff here. It's like it's always this challenge with gaming channels, like what do I do? Do I follow what my audience wants to watch, or do I follow the games that I enjoy playing? And it feels as if there's a bit of a struggle going on for this channel. Jeremy, any sort of quick thoughts here from you?
No, you guys covered it well.
All right, then we'll pick another channel then. So let me just check. We have 250 there, so we need to make sure that every channel is selected. Let's just go 375 to cover all of a channel. Oh, not that many. We're never auditing 5,000 channels. No, sir. Right, click set, get the machine going, and there we go. 294. This channel probably submitted it during a live stream, so that proves to you that it doesn't matter when you submit the channel, you may get a audit here. I'll let Jeremy lead with this one. We are looking at Paris. Oh, all right.
I'm always waiting for that to happen. I love when these happen.
Okay, yeah, this is what we really mean by random. Like, is this safe? I think we're just about okay with this. So Jeremy, yeah, what do you think of this one?
No, so obviously I think this is anime or
looks to be
animation or
anime specifically, whatever that is.
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of working with Funimation. If you guys want to check out Funimation, one of the largest anime channels. And, one thing I would encourage you to look at is the actual thumbnails on Funimation. We spent a lot of time and energy really kind of making anime thumbnails clickable. Would you mind just going to that channel real quick?
Yeah, Funimation, correct?
Yes.
Funimation. Have I spelled that right now?
Yeah.
There you go.
So basically what we've done is we've really done the same principles we've talked about, having the 3 E's, eyes, excitement, emotion, expression, engagement, I guess that was 5 E's, but really just having excitement and the whites of eyes, nonverbal communication still works with animation, not just people. It also works with animals. So you really just want to give a clickable moment and give someone a reason to click.
Yeah.
So using those concepts with these characters might actually get a lot more clicks. Another thing I would say is I would actually run some of your more risky thumbnails with more skin. I would run them through the Google Cloud Vision free tool to see if YouTube or Google are going to suppress them if they feel like, if there's a lot of skin tones in a thumbnail, they're probably going to suppress those images and
that
not
is a
show
good
your
point.
videos. And you're just getting started. You got 215 subscribers, so 50 or 100 views seems pretty good, for the amount of subscribers you have. That seems, 25%, it seems pretty fair. But if you do find videos that are not getting a lot of views at all, it might be because of your subject.
Yeah, and just to wrap up here, simple question, again, first impressions, is this content yours? And are you using it appropriately? If it's reused content, copyright content, unfortunately, you'll just hit problems if any of your videos do go viral. And also, a lot of videos are really short as well, like under a minute. So consider, is YouTube potentially the right platform for you? It might be that this stuff ends up on TikTok, Twitter, or on Instagram, somewhere along those lines. So that was Paris Lycan channel there. Let's move on to the next one, which is number 71 that we have here. And this looks like it's an VFX channel, which I think we've rarely looked at a video effects channel specifically. Okay, love the channel banner, Travis, there, don't you? Like, comment, and subscribe. Why?
So what am I getting out of that?
Why?
You're getting out of it.
So let's just stop on this for a second then. So, all right, we may be jumping to conclusions here, but this is a common, I think, mindset that creators have to understand, is that when somebody first visits your channel, whether they're watching video content or the channel, they do not care about you whatsoever. Yeah. All they care about is what they can get from it. Now, if it's tutorial content, that is really a stronger case. And if, let's say, Travis, you recommend watch Casey Neistat because he's a fantastic, entertaining creator, there's still going to be a level of suspicion and trust from my point of view until I watch some of their content. So at any point, if I feel as if that creator is being a little almost like busking or begging or trying to get something from you first, that's immediately going to switch me off. And that kind of does with the channel banner. Obviously, we haven't looked at the thumbnails yet, but that's just something of a mindset that I want to get into all creators, big or small. Remember that you're there, first of all, to give value to your audience, and that's what you should be concentrating on every part of the messaging of your content. With that being said, Black Dragon Films, what are we looking at? We'll start with you, Travis.
So, based on what they told us, there's going to be a lot of special effects, although there's a bunch of things going on here. So there are some VFX, which is cool.
Yeah.
Then there's like some time-lapse stuff.
Time lapses as well. And
which is still in filmmaking, I guess. How to make a YouTube thumbnail. Now we're starting to get into as if we're a creator, and we might just want to watch the effects. Like, right? Maybe I don't care anything about making thumbnails. And then what you use to film and edit, which is all still under the umbrella of kind of filmmaking, and then drawing the impossible triangle, which I don't know that has anything to do with anything we've been talking about. I mean, maybe it does, but I don't understand. So 2 different people, 2 teenagers, time lapses, funny clips, VFX, and more. So I think I like the idea of showing the effects, the special effects. And if you look at some of those have good views compared to a lot of the other stuff on the
this one especially here. Yeah.
And I think that's always going to be the case because you're giving something cool, even if someone doesn't want to know how to do it, but they just want to see it. It's almost like watching a magic trick and knowing how it works. That's going to be enough for most people to watch. Outside of that, I think you're going to see slightly less views on things like the impossible triangle. I mean, I know it's only been a week, but it's like, oh, that's cool. But I'm much more interested in watching the flash running effect or something like that.
Yeah,
I think you really need to figure out which things are drawing the most views to this channel and then try to double down on those.
And the one thing I would add to these is with the tutorials, tell us what program you're using, because if it's a flash running effect, brilliant. I'm going to click on it. This is how you do it in Adobe FX. Oh, I'm using Filmora and I can't afford Adobe FX. So there's a keyword reason you would do that, because you're telling YouTube exactly what your content is about. Yeah. And the viewer can get the value, know what they're getting into when they click on it. The interesting thing here is as well that usually visual effects and like tutorials, they're usually like 10 to 15 minute videos, but you're doing this in like less than 2 minutes. Now, usually we might argue, you want to make the videos longer, but if your unique selling point is that you can tell people how to do things in a lot less time, then that could be really valuable. Like how to do this flash and running effect in less than 3 minutes. Wow, I'm getting a lot of value out of that, so I think something to look at there.
By the way, real quick,
go on,
my favorite title today, my new intro, old. The second video, bottom. That's my title of the day.
New intro, but it's old now. Any other thoughts, Jeremy?
No, you guys covered this one great.
All right, then. So what I want you to do, Jeremy, is I'm going to refresh our Twitter feed here for #ChannelAudits. And I want you to pick out what you think is the most entertaining tweet here that we can see. And yeah, let us know. So I'm just going to scroll down here. So that's the one that we picked before. What's jumping out at you as one that we'd like to audit?
All right. Oprah.
I like that one.
Oprah. Fandom Spotlight then is going to get the channel audit here. You're begging for it, and sometimes begging works. Here we go. All right. I think we've audited this one a couple of times before, so we'll be fairly brief with this one. Fandom Spotlight, 17,000 subscribers, so you've already got some proof on there, which is fantastic. Entertainment channels, gaming channels always have struggles getting to a larger size, but you've already done that. However, the view counts don't necessarily reflect the size of your community. So very quickly going through the thumbnails, why do you think that might be, Jeremy, just as I'm looking at all of this stuff?
If I had to guess, there's probably 5 or 10 videos that blew up and the rest of them don't necessarily correlate with search intent or an audience.
Let's have a look at that. Let's see. So 1 million views. I think that would certainly bring in a lot of subscribers. I mean, and then when you look at these, it's probably worth like 2.5 million. No, maybe 2 million. No, maybe 2.5 million views worth. Yeah. Here with only 20,000 subscribers. So I wonder if these were like shared off of YouTube maybe and stuff.
Yeah, the first 12, 16 videos, 20 videos or so are pretty big, 2-3 million views. So I would imagine that 80-90% of the subscribers have come from those, top 5 or 10 videos. And the rest of the content, we always talk about focusing and niching down. If you talk about a whole lot of stuff, even within one genre, the reality of you ranking consistently for that thing is going to be very, very, very diminished and small.
Yeah, so I think the way that they got lots of views on certain things was something, a unique piece of footage.
Hey everybody, I'm Captain Kyle.
Couldn't get anywhere else, so I think it was footage from conventions where there was like panels going on, and so like that's exclusive access type of thing where you can almost corner the market. Like you say, the day-to-day stuff, that's going to be a lot harder to generate views. What I seem to be just picking up here was that there's all sorts of stuff on Star Trek, Stargirl, Terminator, etc., etc. I think the creator almost has a persona from one of the characters in The Walking Dead. Like I think it was the governor. And whenever he does reaction content to The Walking Dead, just by itself, look at the view counts. Look at how they just spike up a little bit, like 7,000, 4,000, etc. So this is going to be a real challenge, and you probably won't like it, video creator. But I would almost be thinking you take all of this fandom spotlight stuff onto a new channel and have all of that going on there, but then you have a channel that's solely dedicated to Walking Dead coverage.
Yeah.
That's it. Now that is a very tough sell and a challenge, and you may hate it, but that's
hey everybody, I'm Captain.
The flavor of the content seems to be suggesting to me. Does anyone disagree with me there? Is that because that's a radical change for a channel, or what?
Not at all. I mean, test and move on. Like if it does, test it, see what happens. If it doesn't work, then move on.
Yeah, so maybe like as a stopgap, the channel creator could do the next 10 to 15 videos on The Walking Dead. And I don't know if it's in season or not. That may be a good opportunity to do that. But yeah. Any further thoughts there, Travis? Or
no, I think you got it. You nailed it.
All right, we got it. In that case, Travis, you lead with the next one, which 29. Is channel 29. What have we got here? It's another music channel. So this will be interesting to compare to what we did before. This is K Visions, I think. Visions. Let's see what we got here. All right. K-pop style stuff. Well, it tells us exactly what it is in the channel banner.
Okay.
Publish K-pop instrumentals on this channel. Cover versions of K-pop. All right.
Got a recent breakout there. 1,600 views.
So here's what I'm picking out here. There's a bit of confusing messaging here. It sounds like this person does cover versions, but they're using imagery that is straight from the K-pop artists. So that might confuse me in my mind whether or not this is an instrumental version that they've done or an instrumental version from the artist or something else. I feel as if these thumbnails are not going to serve the channel well enough in terms of communicating the instrumental stuff. Am I right there or not?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think what they're doing, and I don't necessarily disagree, is they're packaging it as if it is the song, but then saying instrumental.
Yeah.
NFL predictions and 8D audio. I never heard of 8D audio. Oh, instrumental videos, people. Oh, as of November, I'm also working on instrumental videos, but there are probably more on my channel. Okay, so see, so they're trying.
Listen to his audience there, kind of.
That's all right.
You probably don't want to write that out as you're almost like having an existential crisis in your about section there as to what you should make content about. What also worries me now is that I thought this was instrumental cover versions that this creator was making. Is it not? Is it stuff that you've just pulled from YouTube? Again, this is first impressions. I don't know, but that's the vibe I'm getting. So there's a worry there as well. If we assume that that's what it is, because we're assuming they're a creator and they're creating, then I think it kind of makes sense because you'd have to package it in a way that people know that it's that artist's version of an instrumental. However, the question would be, do you really want an instrumental of a singing song unless, and here's where the trick could be, you're doing something like karaoke, which you could then leverage in your titles, a karaoke version instrumental or something. Right. Yeah. That all of this brings up a lot of interesting copyright questions, which we've actually done a video on because even if you do cover versions, there is copyright restrictions against that, so it might be a video worth checking out. Jeremy, anything to add here? Like I think Leroy, sorry Travis, I keep calling you Leroy. That's such an insult. Do you have like any other opinion here?
Not really, other than
I'd like to watch one of these videos to understand like what sort of instrumental it is, but obviously we don't want to fall foul of potential copyright.
I don't think the word instrumental is enough to, I don't think this channel's for the 100 subscribers is going to rank for the word instrumental. So I would suggest whatever they're trying to accomplish to have like a long tail phrase,
Right. Okay. Whether it's like strings or like electric instrumental, that type of like the type of instrumental it is, acoustics and so on, or something else. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, kind of lost the will to order the channel. So we'll move on to the next.
See all the low numbers again. I keep telling you, man, this one's suspect. I like the other one you had.
All right, I'll see if I'll pick another one if I can, Travis. After this one, let's look at Greg's studio.
Hi guys.
Let's see what we're looking at here. All about filmmaking. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say about this channel is that if your content is ever about photography or filmmaking, etc., whether you like it or not, your channels are put on a much higher pedestal in terms of the quality of the thumbnails, because the assumption from the viewer is that this creator knows something about filmmaking, photography, etc., and they will have a powerful thumbnail. And I don't get that vibe in the thumbnails themselves. So it's like, I'd say this one is a more powerful thumbnail, but the others seem a little bit basic in some terms. Jeremy, you're the thumbnail expert. Do you agree with what I'm saying here? or am I being a bit maybe too harsh on the channel?
No, I mean, no, you're right. It's make stuff less complicated and bigger, and give someone a reason to click.
All right, if we're going to pick out a good thumbnail here, then which one might be something that the creator would say, yep, that's the type of thumbnail that's actually pretty good for my channel? Where would I go? Anyone standing out here? Here we go. I mean, that one's a very nice thumbnail, I think, in terms of a channel banner.
Yeah.
And then DaVinci, but these ones with like DaVinci Resolve, I just don't feel as if they're telling me enough powerfully in the thumbnails. Travis, what are you thinking about the channel? Maybe just beyond the thumbnails, anything standing out? For
I think the biggest problem with this channel is, and without looking at the content, and I mean there might be other things there, but the titling is pretty good. Like he's doing listicles, he's got the the phrase he's trying to rank for in there. So that's all good. That aside, is definitely thumbnails. And think about it like you said at the very beginning, and I think you said it, you talked over it so quickly that I think it's super important to think about. In this particular case, Craig Studio is about photography and filmmaking. And that has to be the impact that is made on everything that's graphical about this, whether it be the banner, the thumbnails, all that stuff has to be at a certain level because that's what people are now seeing. And YouTube is rough as far as like the amount of...
Yeah, it is.
It is really rough out there. So definitely take a little bit of extra time there. I mean, because at the end of the day, like you're taking time to do the videos, you're taking the time to edit, you're taking the time to come up with the ideas, the titling and all that stuff. And to have it possibly fall down at the last second with a thumbnail is just... it's just sad. So what you could do is you could go to the vidIQ Academy, and I know that we have an entire section about thumbnail strategies there, done by our very own Jeremy Vest.
There we go. Yeah, good stuff. Let's move on to the next channel. All right, I'll let you choose a machine then. Travis, which one would you like from all of them? Sorry, folks, this is going to be really bad for you watching. This is going to be really boring, but you know. Travis wants a new machine, so we'll get him a new machine. Right, which one do you want?
Let's do the piggy bank. All
right, we do the piggy bank one here. I can feel Jeremy's eyes rolling right now. Full screen.
They are.
maybe you do need to do thumbnail on rolling eyes. How many?
389.
389. Right, so we need to change that to 389. Okay.
There we go. Hopefully.
Set. All right, you ready? Give me a countdown, Travis.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. Number 3.
See, I told you.
Proof. Hashtag proof. Next channel then is about mountain biking. It is Mr. Eyes. Stephans. 6 subscribers. You've just joined YouTube, so welcome to YouTube. 2 videos. First video got 150 views almost. Brilliant. Congratulations. Well done. Maybe you need to do a couple more calls to action to turn those viewers into subscribers. Channel banner is... I mean, we need to reduce the size of the channel name and take this bit here and turn it into a value proposition because I like the simplicity of a bike chain. That tells me that it's something about bikes. Just give me another reason to click and subscribe to the channel. We'll start with you, Jeremy, and what you're thinking. We haven't got much here, but what are you thinking from what we can see?
First, congratulations for starting your YouTube journey. I mean, that's awesome. That's half the battle right there. Just getting started. If this is about mountain bikes, I see RockShox and the chain, then I would actually have on the banner, I'd have a mountain bike. And, you know, and I would say specifically, is this a specific type of mountain biking? Is it learn how to fix your mountain bike? Is it learn how to build a mountain bike? I would tell people exactly what your channel is about and why that matters to me as a mountain biker. And then for the actual thumbnails themselves, I would actually have a picture of the actual RockShox. I would not, like really big, like real, not illustration. And then have an arrow pointing to the thing you're talking about. I'm
just going to see if we can find a simple thumbnail which might tell us a little bit more, or something inventive like that.
Yeah, I love that. Just having like random RockShox, but or having it do it yourself there. So I would definitely study the competition and make sure that you really understand what people are searching for, what the most viewed RockShox videos in the world are, and what questions they're answering. And then on your titles, I would just encourage you to really understand the questions people are asking about RockShox. Right now, I would feel that you're not going to rank very well for this particular review, just because it doesn't seem to have a specific model number or the word 2020 or anything that kind of people might be searching for about RockShox. And then on your second one, I'm just not even sure what that is. You don't have the word mountain bike or whatever the thing is. So I would just give more contextual relevance, and also in the title, give someone a reason to click.
Yeah, I was going to just focus on that. The titles are very much, they have a keyword element to them, but you call this like search intent, where make people find a title and then give them a reason, the emotional tug. So it needs to be more than just a complete review, doesn't it? It needs to be like a solid bike frame, best solid bike frame, or a question like best solid bike frame, or best chain, best gears, that type of thing, to create a bit of intrigue in the thumbnails. And the final thing I would say is this bit down here, the huge Mr. Ease, as I'm going to say it, shrink down that channel name to like a tiny little logo in one of the corners. Maybe even the bike chain would be sufficient there. I've given you a rest on that one, Travis, because you are going to look at 248. Let's have a look here. It is a gaming channel and is Danny Gaming Channel. What do you think of this bad boy?
Danny Gaming Channel. Again, Danny Gaming Central. Sorry. All right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I pronounced that wrong.
The central of everything. Okay, so so it looks like all different types of games, and I've talked about this before. The one problem with a lot of gaming channels is if you're not someone who has either grown up creating a YouTube channel in gaming over the last many years or whatever, you're just getting into it. When you think gaming channel, you think, oh, I play games on a channel. Well, yeah, no. If you look down here, the origin of SSBU looks like the one that caught on. So really what this person should do is probably more of that. Whereas playing so many different genres of games is unlikely to catch on. I'm not super overwhelmed by by the thumbnails either. And then some of the titles, especially when you're at this size, you should be looking more for SEO. Some of them just have none of that going for it. So again, kind of all over the place with some of this stuff, Ice Bucket Challenge and just various things. And SSBU replays number 2. I mean, it's not searchable at all. So I think at the end of the day, like, you have to really look at the value you're giving. And if it's strategies on how to play a specific game better, that's how you can build your audience to then be able to play other types of games. But I think as a gamer, just like in almost any other niche in YouTube, you have to really think about what game or what type of thing can I do a lot of times to give value so that people start to come. I become that expert, and then gain the subscribers on that.
This channel has taken a significant break in the last year, where they were off for 6 months. Yeah. The last video is interesting here. I didn't even realize Smash 64 was on Android. Nintendo game on Android. That shocks me, but it's got more views than your subscribers. I would be doubling down on whatever this thing is as quickly as possible. Like Travis said, find your game, find your niche, experiment with that for the next 20 videos, but just push out content on a more regular basis if you can. Let's move on to the next channel, which is going to be 181, and then after this one we'll take another channel from the Twitter sharers out there, and it's another gaming channel. I guess I should look at this one because it is the Canadian guy. 50,000 subscribers. First of all, congratulations on the success of your channel. So let's see what this is about. This is going to be an interesting one to review because we've been looking so far a lot of gaming channels where when people jump from one game to another, they struggle. Whereas this channel seems to be doing exactly that and doing very well. Although, having said that, with 50,000 subscribers, you still get some duds, like this one here with 1,500 views, then one with 10,000 views, one with 4,000 views.
Well, the 10,000 views is a live stream, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's
actually really good.
The Crash Bandicoot, I think, all the live streams are doing really well. So, so I guess even though this channel is successful already, and they seem to be having some success with different games, have you noticed how the views are going up and down because the audience have been very selective on the type of content that they want to watch? Now, given that this creator is producing videos on a daily basis, maybe the audience is patient enough to go after to wait for videos that they want to watch. But if it was me, I would be saying the Crash live streams are and Crash content is uber successful right now, so I will be focusing on nothing but that. Like 20,000 here, 14,000, every single one of these Crash.
Their live streams are really successful.
Look
at that.
Really well, yeah. So just
9,000, 13,000 on a live stream. That's crazy.
I need to think of a different way to phrase this. I call it the path of least resistance, but it's like the path of most views. But I need to phrase it better than that. The path that's most desirable. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of a way of phrasing it. But yeah, do more of that content because that's what your audience really wants to see you making now. Jeremy, what do you think about thumbnails? Let's have a bit of thoughts on these ones, on this area.
I think Jeremy left.
Has Jeremy left the building?
I think he was actually trying to leave an hour ago. But he didn't look at the inner chat. The little.
Oh, is he gone?
I think he actually left.
Well, thanks for your insightful input there, Jeremy. I think the thumbnails are very, they're like a 7 out of 10. You have a template there, which we can clearly see with a dividing line down the middle of the thumbnail, the game title, and then some sort of action going on in a simplistic form, so we can see something very clearly, which is really good to see, and it seems to be working for your channel. But yeah, Canadian guy, congratulations on 50,000 subscribers. I could see your channel growing very rapidly, faster, if you just focus on this one thing for the next week, or test it. Just do a week's worth of these Crash videos and see if they're doing much better. I can understand maybe if you want to keep your eye in with the other stuff, but this, I mean, the contrast here, the Wumper Time, whatever game that is, versus a Crash video, it's like 1,000 views, 1,000 views.
I have to say though that this channel, their live streams are absolutely insane for views. Like it's weird. It's weird how many views they get in live.
And that is brilliant. I mean, if you're getting the watch time bombs from the live streams, keep up with them as well. I'll give you the confetti of joy here, but unfortunately I don't have it because it's not working. So we'll choose another channel to select. All right, we'll do 185 and then we'll do a Twitter channel. Can't forget to do another Twitter channel. All right. Travis, I'll let you lead with this one, which is Killwish. I think Killwish, nearly 1,000 subscribers, another gaming channel. Love the channel banner. What are we looking at here?
Grand Theft Auto, looks like a little bit of that going on. RP Day, looks like the same title on a couple of videos in a row, which I don't understand. So there is a couple of strategies where most of the title is the same. On a successful video, you do that when like one video is very successful and you make another video with a very similar title, like super similar. But when none of them are particularly successful, it's just weird. And it looks like that's the case with almost every single one of these. Yeah,
if you look at all of the view counts here, there's something not right with a channel. Subscriber size versus view size.
Yeah, and it also looks like he's just hoping that maybe one will connect and then go into the all really short too, like 15-second videos and stuff. So
yeah. So there's one video here again. So we start to get a little suspicious with 1,000 subscribers and just no metric proof of where those subscribers will be coming from.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be honest here. Love the channel banner.
Yeah.
I just don't get what the channel's about at all. Repeated titles, repeated thumbnails, 15-second videos versus live streams.
Yeah.
What's going to make me click on them on those videos?
Yeah, I would be very hard pressed to think 1,000 people looked at this and were like, "Yep, I'm in." I think maybe they deleted a bunch of older videos that maybe was a different type of channel.
We'll give you one more chance with the about section, and you don't tell us anything in the about section. So a lot of communication issues, I think, with this channel. So we'll go back to the Twitter hashtag channel audits and see. Is it my turn to pick out?
Oh my gosh!
I'm mesmerized.
I am too, but there's nothing.
Yeah,
on
you see, this is where you've fallen over. What's
might
the
have
channel
won,
called?
but there's no channel.
I am so lazy that I can't be bothered clicking on your channel name.
Part of the rules.
Hashtag tough luck. Here we go though. Carlton dancing. We can never avoid a Carlton dance and not click on that. But I'm just going to see if there's any more ones. And also if you just fill up our tweets with asking for channel audits. That's
Yeah, I like that.
There's a tough choice coming up here actually. It's between Homer. I can never resist a Homer meme or Carlton.
Let's do well, we have just enough time for a couple. Let's do 1 minute each. Let's do a flash.
All right, done. Deal, Travis. All right, this channel first is George Ashley B with 140 subscribers. Looks like a couple's married vlog, I'm guessing. You've been around for a month, so welcome to YouTube.
I highly recommend going through our vidIQ Academy
while you're starting on the journey. Yeah, because I think there's some questions we do like in the first few days, like what is your niche, what's your superpower, like what's your target audience, and I feel as if that will help you communicate here what your channel is going to be about. Like a day, just for example, if somebody's visiting your channel for the first time, a day in my life, dog mama edition, because I don't know who you are and I have no connection to you yet, and because you're a small channel, it's really hard for me to get excited and click on it, especially when it's just an image of your face. So it might, if it's something that happens in your day in particular, maybe you're walking a dog because it's a dog mama edition, that would just help me click on it a little bit. And I think thumbnail wise, you probably want to think about some more strategic thumbnails. And also, I mean, YouTube does now support vertical video formats, but
it's not the right format in my opinion.
In our traditional old age opinion, I think still the widescreen style videos are better. And yeah, I think if you're talking about marriage and like maybe you need to include those keywords, like something might be the first 30 days of marriage might be something that's really interesting for couples who are searching on YouTube, or like things you only find out about your husband after you get married. So something that's maybe a little more enticing and clickable might be, I guess this one here, I'm so embarrassed wife tag. I think maybe that's getting in that mindset, and who knows me better, husband or best friend. I think that's a good one as well. But again, just more intrigue and enticing in the thumbnails might be a better. Like, I guess how you might make this better is with your hands in your head, and there might be a question on screen that says, what's my favorite movie? And like the husband gets it wrong, the best friend gets it right. Something that tells a bit more of a story there, other than all I can see is you looking at the camera and a question which has no context.
Actually, if you want a viral hit, and this is like the last tip for this channel, I think that you do that. I like the friend, and then whoever wins, you marry that person. So if it's your best friend, you have to marry them. You have to divorce your husband. I think it'd be viral. I would watch it.
There we go. Some marriage advice there from Travis. You will get that in Boost Coaching. You actually get relationship advice.
Sure.
In that area, and we'll need to do an Academy video on that as well. Please. You said we should also do another minute audit on Homer as well.
Homer.
Here we are. Thank you for your username to help us choose. And it is JG Tech Blog, another channel with over 50,000 subscribers. So congratulations on your success so far. This looks to me like one of those typical tech channels which covers a lot of things in tech. They have certain videos which go absolutely viral, but other videos that just don't do anything at all in particular. So what Travis and I will usually do at this point is have a look at the history and see where are all the views coming from. And it's where you do things which are, I don't know, maybe a little awkward. It was 6 years ago, though, so you can't really do anything off of that one now. So I think we have to be, so bypass videos were successful for you. Just be careful, because if Apple ever finds them, I have known channels to be terminated when Apple goes through. It's like
Even though they're old stuff. Yeah, that was a big deal.
When people showing you how to get beta access, like they just shut channels down.
Yep.
So something to be a little aware of, although you haven't done maybe videos on that for a while. So maybe this channel's operating maybe 10,000 subscribers rather than the 50,000, because you have these occasional videos that do really well. And having said that, in that case, the views are pretty strong, actually. 15,000 here. When you do stuff on Metro content, that seems to be pretty good. I guess the one question is, where is this creator based? I'd be interested to know what country you're serving. Is it India, I'm guessing, or maybe an Asian area? I'm not quite sure.
Well, Metro PCS is America.
It's US. Sorry, all right. I'm completely wrong there. Sorry, I'm getting that completely wrong. It just felt it had that vibe of an Indian tech channel. We kind of see these ones with lots of text on screen.
Yeah, 100%.
That type of approach, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, Metro PC seems to be your niche down strong suit, I would say.
Yeah.
And then a lot of covering of videos, tech in particular. I'm not really sure what to suggest here, because everything they do seems to be like, even the home internet, which isn't necessarily a phone tech, but that's done pretty well as well.
Well, it's connected by the Metro PCS.
Yeah, that seems to be like the common theme through more of the successful stuff.
Yep, 100%. And that's the connecting part of everything, is the Metro PCS and T-Mobile thing. And
you're answering questions, which is good. So I feel as if there's some strong stuff going on here. My one suggestion would be make more content, because I'm just seeing now that you took a big break. So you have 5 months, then 4 weeks. So you took a big, long break. You're getting back into the swing of things. And these last couple of videos didn't do as well. And I think it may be because the thumbnails look completely different. So somebody looking at these videos for the first time may not even realize that it's you. I mean, yeah, if you look at these ones, these two which are similar branding, are popular, versus these which have a lack of consistency, have less views. So that's a good example of when an audience gets familiar with their content. It's almost as if they'll just click on it and watch a video because they know it's from you, looking at their thumbnails. But if they see something different, it's like, I'm not quite sure. It's obviously if they don't know you by name, but they know you by your thumbnail scheme.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Wow. Oh. That took us up to 1 o'clock. Whoa, I didn't even realize that. Wow, what a session it has been. Jeremy disappeared. I guess he had more important things to take care of. But that was the first channel audit of 2020 for Travis. Welcome back. And I think going forward, we're going to be going on like a rotation with Dan and Travis. And I actually asked Dan to scrutinize this live stream and offer suggestions and advice for how we might be able to spice this up in future live streams, because we always come up with ideas and they never quite work. So hopefully having somebody watching it for 2 hours may be able to give us some good tips. And we're always welcoming tips. If you want to go into the Discord server after this live stream and carry on the conversation there, make sure to do so. Travis, I will let you lead with the goodbyes, because after that it will go really fast, and I will try my best to read some names out. All right, Sammy 8509. We got Figures Animate. We got Doctor was in here doing all the stuff. Appreciate that. Mafia's Fitness, JD Tech Blog, Generic Waffle, The Artist Haven. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Here we go. And here we go. Tish is in there. Dr. Sten is in there. Appreciate all of you do, especially the moderators. Greatly appreciate you. And goodbye to Sexy Minecrafter 56, Arena Boss Gaming, Apex Private Bounty, JG Tech Blog, who we just audited, Chili, Paolo Plays, CS Cybersafe, Brendan Walters here in BC. Is it snowing where you are? Because it's snowing right now here. vidIQ also in the house. Thank you, whoever's looking after the chat there. And we also got Tech Nerds, Cordula, I think was there. Billy's Big Top also in the house, Coffee Guard. All of you, thank you as always for spending 2 hours of your time here on the vidIQ weekly channel audits. Don't forget the vidIQ Academy. Don't forget the Boost program, and don't forget the vidIQ software tools. All of them links in the description. And it leaves me to say, as always, and I think as I'm saying this, Travis, you should do some weird I don't know, thumbnail of like type poses as I say this really important part of the live stream.
All right, here we
Time is the most important currency in the world, in my opinion, and you just spent some of that time with us. I hope we gave you value so that you can use that value with your own audience as well. I can't take this seriously with Travis's facial expressions. So we will say, enjoy the rest of your video making day. Start waving, Travis. We're done. We're out of here. We'll see you next week.